Friend? Oh no, that sucks. Hey guys, good evening. All right, let me share this with my peeps. All right, guys. So this is High Priestess Jamila. All right, so I'm here to talk about generational hexes. Just to let you guys know, I am a high priestess. And I've been doing this forever, for what seems like forever, okay? So I want to talk about the frustration of removing generational hex and the reason why I charge so much for them, because they are not easy to remove. They were not meant to be removed from a lot of people. Okay. So they definitely don't want to let go of your bloodline. And so let me tell you about High Priestess Jamila. Okay. Not just witchcraft and healing. And so here I am and battling with the forces that has created this mess. Why does this thing keep doing that? Hold on, let me see what's going on here. Oh, it's switched to the. Oh wow, hold on, guys, hold on. Oh wow, hold on, guys, hold on, because that's what it keeps buffering. Sorry, y'all, I had to put it back on there. So we are being very defiant according to the energies that were in a lot of control. They still are. It's very mysterious. How strong those the reason why. If somebody just puts a little jinx on you or something, then okay, it's totally different. You know, a person can't put a gen hex necessarily on you unless it's your mother or maybe even your mother-in-law or somebody else in the family. So that's why generational hexes is totally than just somebody out in social media. Like somebody out in social media can't just say, oh, I'm going to put a generational hex on this person. I'm going to curse their whole family. You could do that, which is how some gen hexes get started, but mainly generational hexes are facilitated by the bloodline. And the way that they do that is they have no idea what is controlling them, which is why there's always generations of women that suffer from health problems, generations of men that end up in prison for the rest of their life, and things like that, because there's energies out there that take your energy and use it, okay, and block you off from your energy and tell you you're not allowed to use your energy for your purpose. You're only allowed to use your energy for my purpose. Now, these entities know that they a damn lie, and they know I know they a lie. So they all, y'all, those negative entities, they scared of me. They know that they can't handle me. Okay. So these are gods, but then there's God. So that's why, if you notice, I said I'm applying the gods, okay, because these are gods in their mind. Okay, in their mind, they're the gods, but then, there's always a higher energy or frequency that can destroy that. So, yeah, can you turn that down a little bit? We're watching Scream Part 2, you guys, so please excuse all the noise. So, you gotta be patient and, be understanding, because Those energies are very volatile. They are very, very volatile. They definitely don't want you to repeat the ritual because some of you guys have had people in the family reapply them. So I've noticed that there's been quite a few people that have had to push through blockages to get the repeat ritual, which a lot of people need. Because I'm telling you, people are typically not in control of themselves. Okay, so if you have a demon that is sitting inside of somebody and they're, and like narcissistic parents or narc parents had demons. And some of y'all parents cursed y'all, just been cursing y'all from the beginning. Okay? And as sad as it is, it's the truth. Okay? So you have to pay attention to yourself when you are dealing with that energy. And when it stops you, you don't let it stop you. You don't let it stop you. I've noticed that there's been a couple of people that I've dealt with the past couple of years. It's like all of a sudden it just something stops them and they start getting scared of, moving forward in what they know that they need, which is that damn ritual. Because I'm telling you, a hex is like a snake consuming your entire body and your spiritual body, essentially, is what it is. And so you have to break it and get you out of that bubble of deception. You have to break hexes. Yes, cleanses are different than hex removers, totally different thing. Okay, cleanses is more like you may have been through something, you need to cut the cord. Maybe you've got some bad memories, maybe you just went through some trauma. So cleanses are just as important. But the hex removers, because you can have a hex on you and just do cleanses on yourself, but you're still just trying to cope. Okay, most of you are not dealing with a hex from, just another female at work. Some of y'all really need to get down to the root of the problem, which is why I offer my generational hex removers. Now, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. When I give you guys instructions on certain things, I need for you to do it because I tell you for a reason. Okay, so make sure you get your consultations before you purchase work, because I had somebody go there and just try to order the Gen Hex follow up, and they were trying to put like 2 or 3 of them in their cart, but it wouldn't let them check out. And that is for safety reasons. Okay, the reason why they do that. So I understand how these credit card companies work. So, for example, if I tell you, hey, when you pay for it separately. Don't pay for every, because you can't really do that on there, So some of my so when I give you instructions to do something, hey, you want to make sure that you do it, because the follow a ritual, I think it's $5.99.99 on there or something like that, and you only want to add one at a time. Okay, so if you want to get 2 of them, then put them on 2 separate orders. And that's pretty much, because if you try to do more than that, it's going to kick it off. It's going to kick it back. Okay, so if you guys, when you're paying for your spell work, it's very, very important for you to follow my instructions. Okay, and I understand that some of you guys are very busy. You may be dealing with a lot. But first of all, I've got clients overseas. If you are somebody that is overseas that does not have access to a bathtub, I promise you around the holidays, which will be like in another week, I'm going to have my shower sprays available. So, but you guys got to take your spiritual baths, okay? Thanks for the donation. I can't even see my chat. That's weird. Oh, there it is, y'all. See, I didn't even see all y'all in here chatting. Hello. Yeah, I remove them all the time. I remove them all of the time. Some of our parents decided the world is unfair. White people are powerful. Look, I'm not talking about white people, but I'm saying they feel like slavery is powerful. And so they convince themselves that they cannot do something. And then they try to convince their offspring. So then they begin to deny their offspring of certain things because they only want to think a certain way. So the first year that I removed my generational hex, I told you guys that I earned six figures that year. And the reason why is because those hexes are put on you and applied to you for a specific reason. Okay. Thank you, Orion's daughter. I didn't even see the chat. I didn't even know you guys was in here. Thank you for coming, you guys. So yeah, Danny, it is possible for gen hexes to be removed. If somebody was chatting prior to Danny, I can't see your chat, so you'll have to re-chat, okay? And I'm not ignoring you. What's up, Mildred and Princess Cass and Orion's daughter? What's up? So it can be very frustrating, and yeah, that entity does not want. Why do y'all think so many African Americans were upset about that Harriet Tubman movie? Because we are tired of seeing ourselves depicted as slaves. So I just didn't go see it. It's not an uproar for me. I'm not worried about it. I'm not losing sleep over it, but it's just the point, but things like that, I guess somebody else's artistic vision or whatever, you can't even let that stuff stop you. But yeah, I silently protest that movie by not going to see it. Now, I will be going to see Charlie's Angels. So hooray for Charlie's Angels for coming out because they have a melanated woman playing one of the angels. Okay. And she's very pretty. I was like, whoa, this is going to be a good movie. And I'll actually probably go to the movies. I like the movies sometimes. Okay. But I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't really vibing with it's just the timing was bad because what's happening right now, and you don't have to necessarily understand it, but I feel like what a lot of the progressive leaders, spiritual leaders are trying to do is they are trying to work on self-image within the Black community. Okay, so I personally don't enjoy slave movies. I don't. I guess some people do, but I don't. I wasn't born a slave. We were all born free women. We were, especially if you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, and even those that are in your 60s. But it's in your mindset, and it is heavily in the mindset of the generation before us and then the generation above that. So it was just like, you got a job at a factory, you worked hard, you worked very hard, and you didn't have much to show for it. And, sadly, a lot of our parents and grandparents, they looked at it that way. And that is a very simple generational hex. Now, they get worse to where you can have incest, rape, um, people offering their family members as sacrifices, um, drug abuse, alcoholism. There's several subcategories because, when they say that with some people, every generation gets crazier, but the problem is that every generation gets more ignorant is the problem. So instead of resolving your anger, resolving your issues, you rather attack people, launch campaigns against people, and stuff like this can go on within your family. So that's a big thing that's happening. That demon is causing everybody to fight. Everybody fighting in the family. Everybody want to kill each other. Everybody want everybody to die. Everybody ready to die. Everybody suicidal, homicidal, genocidal. And, they're not able to see. Their third eye is closed. I'm telling you. And I can look at a person. Sometimes you want to look at a person's behavior for at least a week or maybe even a year or more. And you can tell when that third eye is blocked off, and it's not good. So seeing those images of a Black woman being raped by a slave master, this is not the type of pornographic material that I would want my daughters to look at. So I wouldn't even let the kids watch that stuff. That stuff is putting, brainwashing people. And so, and it's extremely uncomfortable. It's extremely uncomfortable, the energy behind that. But, you got to do your Reiki treatments and stuff because you can create a better reality for yourself. So whenever you get through, but I can tell you that generational hexes can definitely affect you financially. They can affect your love life. They can affect your health. Like when your kids are sick all the time. What do you think that is doing that? See, I always let people know before the storms hit, and they don't want to listen because they happy in that moment. Make sure you sign those spiritual securities. I have to do it all the time because what you want, which is love, peace, happiness, and stability, there is an entity that does not want you to have that. We're living in a world of duality. Now, most people that have smart parents, if you had smart parents, that reality doesn't bother you. But there's a lot of people out there that didn't have that. So then you have to set the tone for your own life. Okay, so let me tell you something. I am battling forces for you that have literally been powerful enough to make family members sick, to kill you. Okay, I have taken many, 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 many cases. So I know what I'm talking about. Then when you're not listening to me, this means that you might be listening to that entity, which is not good at all because that damn thing is a liar. Yeah, I'm so confused about this. Yeah, the coloring. Oh, yeah, definitely. Hold on. Yeah, you can definitely see the holographic Let me see if this one. Nope, it's smudged out. You don't see it. That's crazy. Well, let's put that back there. Lucky 20. Okay, sorry guys. I don't want to get it confused with my money. Yeah. The special gifts is actually a separate thing, but it is intertwined in that. It really is. It plays in there together. So the deeper your spiritual gift is and the more powerful you are, you're battling those forces anyway. And see, I do work for a lot of witches. I'm gonna tell you something about witches. Witches, when they are not accepting the wisdom or the information that you're giving them, it's typically because because they're not actually dealing with what they have to deal with within themselves as a witch. So a lot of y'all won't practice witchcraft, or either maybe something that you're not doing, because there's certain routines that you have to have. That's just like I take a spiritual bath every couple of days, okay? If not every day. When I was living in that house I was just living in, I had to take one every day. Now it's less, but so anyway, y'all, I can't even remember what the heck I was talking about. Generational exes. Yeah. Yeah, past life therapy helps too, because sometimes you can have a generational curse that's been there for several lifetimes in your family, but it just depends on your background. It really does, because it could be spirits that are around you. Yeah, we all come into this world with negative spirits, especially witches. We come into this world with negative spirits that, may want to bring us down. Okay. It is so simple to remove those entities, Princess Cass. That's what I do for a living. But it's all about the person. Generational hexes can give you bad luck. They can cause stagnation. They can cause you to be stubborn and, not do what's best for yourself. Okay. And so, yeah, Mm. So they are not meant to be broken, but obviously, I and a lot of other practitioners have tapped into an energy that is able to do it, because to be honest with you, I think I'm just about the only person that is even offering that type of work. Okay. I don't see too many other people offering that type of work. But I could be mistaken, and it is all about your intent, your individual rights as a human being. The spirits that I work with don't believe that you should have to suffer because of your mother or your father or your grandfather or your grandmother. They don't believe that. I know y'all have been, and they for some reason they especially creep in around the holidays. So that's why, yeah, that's why I'm talking about it, because I'm actually doing some Gen Hex work for a client currently. So, and you can't get tired. If you get tired, that, what do you mean by tired? You said so tired. Well, you got to do something about it. Definitely have to do something about it. And I can tell you that also another thing, Gen Hexes, um, Gen Hexes they have to be removed. You can't just say I'm gonna work harder, because you've already known that it's. I mean, you've been repeating the same cycle over and over again. You work hard, 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 and then you get burnt out because you've been, and then a lot of you guys are thinking it too. Y'all thinking too hard. Y'all thinking too hard about the situation. So a lot of times I'll tell people, I'll say, hey, listen, I'll do this work for you, but you have to promise me that you are not going to sit there and become obsessed with the situation and start being paranoid, because then I'm going to assume that maybe there is either something um, environmentally that could be going on with you, or perhaps it could be something mental. Now I'm gonna tell you, women and men, something. You know, something that is gonna keep away all of those symptoms of mental illness that you don't have, but obviously it's a spirit bothering you. Taking your baths. You have to bathe. So I've noticed, and guys, I'm gonna start. I've got a couple of clients. One of them is really good, but one of them I've noticed that because she doesn't have access to an actual bathtub, coincidentally, she is probably the only client that I've had issues with. Okay, to where I felt frustrated. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, so taking those spiritual baths is going to be very important. And if you have to, take spiritual baths like a day or three up to talking to me. Okay, so, and I'm not trying to talk about nobody at all, but I'm just saying you got to be able to take those spiritual baths. And I always tell my clients, buy a tub, buy one of those blow up tubs, get one of those little wading pools or something. It makes me wish that I could get to my client, to all of them, just by going to their houses. But, I will do that with my spiritual work is what I do, is it, because I am a Reiki enthusiast. I don't want to say I'm a master. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a Reiki master, but I would have to use candles with it because, fire energy really helps me work with energies, and it really helps me destroy negative energy. So that's why I always will have a candle lit anyway. Most Reiki practitioners have candles that are lit, which does help them to transmit energy. Some of them use crystals, some of them use wands, some of them use pendulums, okay, to to put their energy out there, okay. So, that's how the spells are able to work. That's one way. Okay. Now, who gotta go sleepy and hungry, y'all? I'm gonna get off of here and eat my dinner in a minute. I just wanted to come and talk to you guys about this. So yeah, if I could go to your house, you guys' house, and get you in a bathtub, I would, because that's what you need. Okay. It'll take away all of that anxiety. Okay. Taking a shower is totally different than taking a bath. Now, some of y'all that ain't took a bath in forever, y'all will get in that tub and you'll only be able to stay in for a few minutes. But as you start to bathe more, it gets easier and you'll just be in there relaxing for about 30, 45 minutes, sometimes to an hour and a half. Okay, which is really, really good for you because it pulls all of those, and the bathtub is the quickest way to ground somebody, is the bathtub. Okay. So, you don't want to go do nothing stupid like, jump off of Niagara Falls. You don't want that much water, but you do want to get in the bathtub, okay? Because that's going to replenish you, that's going to ground you, okay? And make sure you get you some herbs in there. Those herbs are really good, but if you just have water and salt or Epsom salt or sea salt, then just use that. Now, if you feel the need to get out of the water, like if you feel danger in the water, then get in, dunk yourself, dunk your head under the water, sit there for a few minutes, try to take in some of that water and eject. And then hold on, y'all. And it just anyway, guys, I'm back. So you want to get there, and then when you get and then if you feel compelled to get out, go ahead and get out, and then just try again the next day. Water therapy is what it is. It's therapeutic. It's therapy. Some people can't stay in that water because they'll start to get paranoid. And it's like, make sure you get your head under there, under the water. Make sure you get it off your back. So you want to lay on your back. You want to float. But some people get very, very, fidgety, and I've actually had people, well, I've actually had this experience to where I got in the water and it was very warm and it turned cold very quickly because it was a spirit on me. And I had to hurry up and get up out of there. But I felt so much refreshed after that because those negative spirits will, I don't know what it is about water, but water is just as powerful as fire. However, I do feel that the one thing that water can't do is it can't necessarily banish a demon into another realm. Okay. It'll take it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess you could if you put that intent in your bath. I always do. And you just got to be in the habit of doing that. And then that way, when you come to Jamila, you have the right attitude. You're ready to go. You're not fighting or resisting or being a difficult client. Because when it comes to difficult clients, I'll drop you as a client being difficult. None of my clients are difficult. None of them, if I ask them a question, they're going to fully acknowledge the question that I asked them. So, um, and you just have to be honest so that you can get the proper help that you need. Okay. And you can stop waiting until the last minute. Stop waiting until these spirits start kicking your butt. Do it beforehand. When things are going good for you, invest in your spiritual security. That's when I did my Gen Hex remover because I was already doing good, but then I could sense a spirit was telling me, like, this energy wants you to fail, and this and that, and then it's also a stigmatization, or it's just, whatever it is. And I said, I'm about to get rid of this before it even touches me. Because and then a lot of times when you have a generational hex on you, you'll be doing good, but then you'll fall off and you'll like almost, plummet, and you're not supposed to do that. Those energies will do that to you. Now, if you notice, everybody in a family that is generationally hexed wants to carry out the prophecy. They want to carry out some stupid prophecy. Hey, listen, I've been in this world for 40 something years, and people can change and situations can change for the better. So we got some families and a lot of them that are using, spirituality on each other to, because they feel like, oh, this person is prettier than me. Oh, he's more handsomer than me. And I'm mad and I'm angry. So I'm creating division in the family and I'm doing all kind of stuff. So, this is the reason why a lot of people are not really crazy about their family right now. And I don't blame them. Especially your mama. Good grief. I'm hugging all of y'all that had crazy mamas. I'm hugging y'all. That is just crazy. And I'm telling you, if the matriarch is messed up in the family, everybody gonna be messed up. Even the patriarch, even the man. If the woman is messed up, then the man gonna be messed up, and then the kids gonna be messed up. Okay, so well, you don't necessarily have to fight it, especially those of you that are not public figures and such. You can get what you can get and, kind of get out of there. Like if you're a public figure, I imagine that things would be more difficult, especially when you may have family members that are getting together to, hate on you in some kind of way. Okay. So, and that happens. And guys, stop asking me, well, why won't they just live their life, Jamila? That's a waste of time to keep asking why these folks do what they do. The only thing we can say is that it's demons, orneriness, ignorance, stupidity. No one will know why people hate so much, why people put so much of their energy into hating on others and their success. Who knows? Because I had some people, y'all, that they were like, I want the mold to kill you and stuff. So when I was able to leave that situation, they was angry about that. It's like, my goodness, if we were to sit there and keep asking, well, why you keep doing stuff like that, why won't you do this, why won't you'll be asking that question until you blue in the face. Okay, you will be asking that question till you blue in the face. Trust me. So just do what you got to do. Okay, so that you can live your life to its fullest potential. And I think Gen Hex work is going to be extremely important. If your mother is a witch and your mother is doing work on you, do the Gen Hex work. That's a generational hex. My mother's doing work on me, but I don't think I'm generationally hexed. Okay, listen. And more than likely, she gonna keep doing work on you. So what you got to do is you got to put work out there to counteract those energies, to get rid of those energies. Okay. Hey, Sha, how you doing? So anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I just wanted to let you guys know about that. A lot of you that are feeling stressed or feeling overwhelmed, okay, feeling uninspired. Okay, many of you got to understand that these entities are coming for you hardcore. Okay, so you got to already make sure that you, in fact, do it in advance. Don't wait till things get so bad. Do it when things are going well. Make sure that you put your assurance on yourself. It's called spiritual insurance, okay? Now, some of y'all got folks where maybe in a few years, maybe they'll stop. Maybe something will happen, good or bad for them, that will cause them to stop. But in the meantime, do what you got to do and don't too much complain about it. I mean, once you see a spiritualist or a practitioner, you have made it to basically the crossroads. And it's and the practitioner more than likely does have keys, certain keys to your life path. So let's not forget that many of you are paying off spiritual debt. Okay, and yes, you are able to pay that debt with me. So if you know that you have, I got somebody, y'all. I have a client that is a natural witch. She's very good at witchery. She's very powerful. Instead, she chooses to work long hours and stress herself out instead of doing work for people. And I told her, I said, I just think that you're ridiculously silly for not doing that. But she's my client, so I have the right to tell her that. I'm sorry, and she's also an apprentice. So this is the kind of things that will happen. So make sure that you do that beforehand. That's why I always send people reminders. I say, hey, listen, you had this, and that XYZ. It's time for you to get another one. It's time to follow up. Okay. So you'll be living in the, basking in the ambience of the removal. But then all of a sudden, bam, there goes those energies again. And you standing outside howling at the moon, having an anxiety attack, feeling intranquil. That's why I always tell you, listen to me. Do this stuff in advance before things get too bad. That way it doesn't interrupt the flow. I got some clients that are just in an all-out war with their sisters, their mothers, their fathers, their brothers. And you go and you get one spell, And you tra la 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 off like it's just hunky dory. It's like, no, you still got this person over here, Rambo, attacking you. I just thought of Rambo, y'all. So, you still got work to do, and then you keep talking to this person. You told this person where you live. You telling somebody that knows this person all your business. You bragging about your flat screen TV that you just got last week, and now the damn thing already messed up. People will curse every damn item you brag about having. I remember it used to be bad in my family. But it was also funny at the same time. I actually miss my family, but my uncle always had the biggest TV. Like my uncle Reggie, he always had the biggest TV. So my other uncle would come over and my uncle would be like, "You see that TV? You see how this TV is bigger than yours?" It's like, really, really. So yeah, it's like, okay, it's not always a competition, but it was always an underhanded joke. It was like a joke. We would laugh, but it's like, okay, we trying to enjoy the movie. Like, why do we have to sit here for 45 minutes and go on and on about how your TV is bigger than your little brother's? So it's kind of like, I don't know. And then sometimes my other uncle would be in his feelings that night. So then it would start a 45-minute to an hour and a half argument. And so uh I never had siblings. So I don't know what it feels like to have a brother or a sister, but I do know that it's good to get distance from, family members. It is. A lot of people be like, "Oh, she going all off and traveling. She gonna die. A psychopath is gonna kill her." See, those are ways that your mother can hex you. Girl, if you go over there, them people over there, they gonna kill you over there. They gonna murder and rape and kill you. So then now your mother or your auntie is aligning you with a murderer or a damn rapist. So, I don't never speak that kind of stuff on my children. You're supposed to speak protection around your children, not hexes. So, but some of these people claim that they're spiritual. They claim that they're religious. And then it's funny when they always grab Bible, but then they sit around for hours per day, saying the most despicable things that could possibly happen to a person. It makes no sense. So then you realize, hell, I got to protect myself. Come on. And of course I do generation. When I do your Gen X's, I do put protection around you because those entities don't want to let go. I know I had a horrible anxiety attack. First time I did mine, I felt like this really, really weird, sharp pain, not in my chest, but in my stomach area. And then I felt better afterwards, but it was really weird how it felt like something unblocked, And that's basically what it is it's a lot of blockages, Gen hexes block the people that are involved. It blocks them. And so it's quite possible that you're going to probably have to, even do a couple of cleanses in between that to, aid in ridding yourself of those types of energies because and you know what? The sad part about it is that it is best to have no contact with those destructive people. Otherwise, you'll never accomplish anything. Get yourself to a safe place where them crazy folk don't know where you live and manifest what you want because they're going to constantly try to throw daggers at you constantly. Okay. So you can't get rid of a generational hex by taking baths, though. No, you need a fire ritual. That's why I always use 9 or 10 7-day candles for those. Now you can do a mini ritual using red, black, and white tapers, but that's only going to tide you over. You need to have a certain amount of time frame that those fires are burning in those candles. So you got to have a fire ritual. Okay, taking baths, yeah. I think that a lot of people are not understanding that generational hexes, many of them are contracts. Many of them are contracts. So the demon that's holding the contract, or the energy that's holding the contract, has to be told to give up that contract because this person paid their debt. You see what I'm saying? Even if you did something to somebody to deserve them to be angry at you, you still don't have to live your life underneath that curse. So if you did something to somebody and that person throws a curse, you may not necessarily have the right to send it back. It depends, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I done seen people threaten to kill folks' grandbabies just because they had a little argument. So people can be really, really severe out there. So you got to be fair with the energy, okay? If somebody said that you weren't pretty or something, killing their grandchild is not exactly payback for that. That would be a little bit more than what would be deserving. Okay, that's just the real shit. Especially when you are thrusting yourself into that situation, and many people do. Okay, so you just gotta understand that everybody is not gonna make a righteous decision, or everybody's not gonna do the right thing. That's something that you have to accept. Okay, and so people don't deserve to just keep a curse on them. Okay, they did that to you. They went through whatever they were supposed to go through. They have every right to take it off of them. Okay, so, and sometimes it does take a little while longer to remove whatever kind of hex you're removing. Okay, but you still can see. Oh Lord, you still can see what. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so if you don't do things in the right time, you can end up with some kind of meltdown. So that's the reason why a lot of you will have so much good stuff going, but then around a certain time, shit will start happening. And I'm talking about bad luck, setup, fights, arguments, legal trouble out of the blue. Okay. So, stuff like that can come up. So they're not meant to be broken. Appreciate the practitioners out there that are willing to face this demon for you, because we are defying all odds for so many people. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I must go. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up. And I think I'm done for the night, you guys. I'm ready to eat dinner and get some rest and start the day tomorrow because I got rituals and stuff to do. We got the new moon coming up, guys. So I'll probably put up some new moon readings or something. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Okay. Love and light.